What up, everybody? This is Mark from Suicide Silence.
And this is Brian Fair from Shadows Fall.
This is Trevor Sternad from the Black Dahlia Murder here.
Yo, this is Gary Hall from Exodus and recently retired from Slayer. And
Hello, this is Becky Boulder from Hamburg Rebel and Fury.
Hey, this is Charlie with Anthrax. I just want to give a shout out to Pedal to the Metal Radio, the podcast.
The podcast to get all your rock and metal news plus reviews.
Keep it metal. Pedal to the Metal Radio, motherfuckers!
Welcome, everybody, to another exciting edition of 5 Minutes or Less here on the Pedal to the Metal YouTube channel. I, of course, am your host, Eddie Monster. I want to thank all of you who chose to watch this video. Don't forget, please subscribe to the channel, and you could possibly get more content just like this. That's right, 5 Minutes or Less, where we review something in 5 minutes or less. And this week, we are tackling a band that I am not super familiar with. I know a lot of their tracks, but I'm just not well versed in their universe. I, of course, am talking about Sleep Token and their album that just came out, Even In Arcadia. It is out right now, so I had to check it out. I had to know what all the hype was about that surrounded this band. I know there's various people were telling me they mixed and blended styles. There's tags that are thrown on them like alternative R&B, post-metal, and I had to know. I was like, what is the large or big deal about this band? Besides the fact that nobody knows who the members are, they're masked, they're anonymous, they don't like being compared to Ghost, apparently. That's one thing that is out there. Corey Taylor has given them the thumbs up. Obviously, Slipknot, they wore masks. You know what I'm saying. It's on my jacket. Still learning the directions of cameras. Nonetheless, there's a lot of tracks on here that are either full blown out like R&B songs, alternative R&B, or indie pop, which is sprinkled all over this record. But some of the songs that I liked were able to blend certain styles in and out of each other, where it may start off as a alternative R&B, indie pop kind of song. All of a sudden, there'll be a little bit of metal sprinkled in there, and then they might close it out. Stuff like that. And that would be tracks like Look to Windward, which was a track that I thought was pretty cool. And from what I've read about the band, it does a fantastic job of really encompassing what they're about in all these things of mixing styles. Emergence is another track that I loved on the record. And I liked it for all those things, but the coolest part about it is the cool jazz outro. Thought that was such a chef's kiss right there on that one. And then there's various other tracks, like you guys all know the singles, like Caramel, which I'm like, yeah, okay, it's okay. Past Self is a pretty cool track as well, although that one relies heavily on the alternative R&B side. Some of my other favorite tracks, though, is like songs like Provider, which, of course, when I'm talking about, they start off as something and then it ends up doing this other thing. Very, very cool. Because obviously it starts off as an R&B track, and then all of a sudden they shove the hammer down your throat at the end. Very, very cool. I know I'm going to say this wrong. I think it's Democles, Democles, I believe, is the track. And again, same thing. It's kind of a ballad, and it just progresses as the song goes on and gets heavier. Thought that was very, very cool. And then I think for an album closer, Infinite Baths is pretty fucking epic, if you ask me. I thought that was probably the best song on the whole album out of all those songs. And I know there's a huge mixture, and there's probably going to be a mixture of people that have different disagreements as to what their favorite tracks are. I know a bunch of my friends, we all reviewed the album together separately, but we all gave each other our inputs, and every single one of us sort of has certain songs that we've picked that are the same sort of, and then a bunch of us have different ones, which is the beauty of all this. But I'm going to give the album, it's my first time, I'm going to give it an A-. You heard it here. Sleep Token, Even in Arcadia. Go check it out. Infinite Bats, my favorite track. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I will see you all next time.